Tracey, I'm just an all-around professional in everything I do.
You are professionally annoying. Top of the game.
Number one in my field.
The GOAT.
I'm number one. The GOAT. Everything is GOAT now. Like when I watch gamers, GOAT status. You're the GOAT. GOAT, GOAT, GOAT. It's like, stop. You can't. GOAT is greatest of all time. There can't be. Not everybody can be GOAT. Stop goating everybody. Stop it. Pissing me off. There's only one GOAT in every field, and that's me. Right? All right. This, I think, is a fascinating topic. In today's nail world, there are so many nail enthusiasts, right?
Yep.
There are so many men and women that love doing nails. They do them at home. Maybe they do them for their friends, family. It's like an extreme hobby, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have the full pro, right? Professionals, they've been doing it for a while, or maybe not doing it for a while, whatever the case. They've decided, this is my career. I'm going to make money out of it. How does somebody know if they should go pro? They're a nail enthusiast, and they're not just a consumer, right? Where they maybe just polish their nails. Like, they're into acrylic, they're into gel, they're into nail art, doing it at home.
Yeah.
Should they go pro is the big question. Or how do they know?
How to get? Well, you know, we talk a lot about nail enthusiasts and how many there isn't. It's not. It's always been. It just was.
Yes.
Now there's more of outlets for it.
This is
feel
true.
Like you just hear more, but every nail tech started as a nail enthusiast.
Absolutely. No. There's totally truth. Yes.
Should I go pro? Now, I think sometimes what happens is like, oh, I do my mom and I do my sister, and you know, they come to me. And all my family asks me to do their nails. I'm going to go pro, but we hear this all the time, right? You go pro, and then all that friends and family no longer want to pay you. They never did want to pay you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, are you ready to lose whatever income you have from whatever job you're doing, and move into a profession where, you know, it sucks at first.
Yeah.
You don't. It
does.
It just, to being honest.
Everything.
Yeah. It's not a profession like you go straight into, you know, I'm a nurse now and I have a schedule and I'm
making X amount of dollars.
Yeah. You have to work up to it. So all those people, friends, family that, oh man, if you did nails, yeah, they wanted to throw you a 10 and you can't make a living off of that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, for sure.
Should you go pro? I think if you can, I think it's an amazing job. I mean,
Yeah.
Where else can you do something that you love, you're enthused about, you can get paid for it, but can you do that in between?
Yeah. Yeah, this is like one of the most interesting things I feel like that's happened in nails. So I agree with you. I think, you know, if you're going to go pro, just like even back in the day,
Yeah.
you had to start as a nail enthusiast, right? Like, I just think with social media and with the access to pro products now, you know, what Amazon has done to the world,
right?
They've made everything available.
It's the touch of your fingers.
Yes, exactly. I feel like back in the day, the only way to tinker with products was you had to go to Sally's and pick up one of those kits, right?
Yep.
So I feel like you had the idea of like, if I'm going to do nails, I'm going to go pro. It was like kind of a direct approach, right? Whereas now you may not even know you're into nails, but then a video comes across YouTube, right? And you're like, ooh, what's this?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, I had no idea I was into this. How did I get down this black hole of like nail content? And then you start tinkering. And so I feel like because of the availability and the accessibility to it, that sort of middle market has like kind of grown, right?
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. It's available, everything's available, and the education and how accessible that is completely different.
It's kind of like this, right? Like if you look at Ramon, who works at Young Nails. You may know him from Twitch,
Yep.
you know. When he learned how to do editing, he actually went to school and paid a
Right.
lot of money, right? Never in a million years would I ever thought of like editing or getting into like cameras and all that, right? But
Right.
then when we started making content, you know, 5-6 years ago, I just went to YouTube and I was like, ooh, I really like this. And it
Software's available now.
exactly.
Not a fortune like it used to be.
It's not everything is
There's
accessible.
a 14-year-old on YouTube that'll show you how to use it.
Tracy, I am not joking. I have watched literally like a 12-year-old
Yep.
teaching me how to do a certain thing on like Final Cut Pro or editing, right? So, and here's the thing, right? Like that's not my, I mean, it's kind of my career, so to speak, because it's in marketing with Young Nails, but I'm saying I still wouldn't go and if I didn't have this business, you know, be a content creator, like
Right.
specific for companies. It's just it's not that I don't want to make a career out of it in that way. I love doing it for our company because it's our company.
Yeah.
But
I like to dabble.
I like to dabble. I like to play. I love editing, you know, the videos that we make. Some of them. I don't even do the majority of them, right? Our team does. But I feel like nails is kind of that same thing where this market has like grown. So like what is that point where somebody goes, dude, I want to do this for a living, you know?
Right.
Because that difference when money's on the line and when you have to make this work, does it kill the fun for some people? Does it like take, like what you said earlier, are you willing to drop your current career and now dive into this and make money? That's a big choice.
It is
right?
a big choice. And is that even a possibility? I think you just said, is that going to ruin, you know, once something becomes a job, sometimes it's not as fun.
That's right.
You know, so is it going to make you lose the enthusiasm you have for it? Yeah, there's so many different factors you have to take in.
And there's also a difference in like skill. So there's a lot of nail enthusiasts who are really, really good, right? But time and money is not on the line, right? So here's like a really good example, right? A nail enthusiast they want to do a nail design, right? You could, and they've got maybe the TV on and they're having this is my nail time. They're going to sculpt, they're going to paint, and you see some amazing work.
Right.
Like I see on our Discord, it's unbelievable. The nail artists who are not pro, they're amazing, right? But once you shift that to you can't take your time and you have literally an hour and then the next client is sitting in the chair waiting to get in your chair, that changes everything.
It does change everything. And you could take your time. Yeah, you can do the 5-hour sets, but you know, are you going to be able to charge enough for that?
Right.
Do you have enough people in your town that are willing to sit for that? Like, yeah, there's sometimes there's such a love for something that we lose touch with reality a little bit, you know,
sure.
a little bit like, oh, it's not so easy, and the upfront cost and finding a good salon and then getting your license and all that, you know, taking the time for that. If you're going to charge, you have to have a license, you have to do it the right way. You know, so that might have just taken all the fun out of it for you.
Yeah. And if it does, I think those are the questions you have to ask yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't want to go pro. I love doing my nails and I love doing my sister or some of my friends. I don't charge them, you know, I just love to do it.
It's how I relax.
It's how I relax and unwind. Exactly. That's different because once you put, you know, again, once time and money are on the line, it is a different ball game. I, dude, I so recall the moment, of like young nails becoming a reality of like, dude, this is business. We were just talking about this a few days ago, I think on Twitch, but there was a switch that flipped in my head of that's it. No, I'm not, no more. People
Right.
are not taking advantage of us anymore. It just got serious to that next level where I had to be more aggressive. I had to just make decisions. No more flip-flopping. It's going to be a yes or a no, and then we're moving forward. I'm going to learn from the mistake if I make it, and then I'll make a change if I need to. There's no more like sort of chill, relaxed environment. It got real and intense, and I feel like
became a
with nails,
business.
it became a business.
Yeah.
And when it becomes a business, like you can still enjoy, like some people want that combo. They're like, look, this is I've been a nail enthusiast for years, and dude, I want to make money doing this. And so I'm going to up my game. I'm going to take that time factor. Now have to take into consideration dealing with people and actual consumers and clients. I have to learn how to market. All that excites me because I love nails and I want to build a career. Then you should do it.
You should definitely do it. And
Right?
I think, again, I always say, I mean, we are very privileged to be in a business doing something we love and being able to make money at it.
Completely. And I think that's the kind of thing you've got to ask yourself. I think we know, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like if you ask me also, like I have serious hobbies, but they're hobbies still, right?
Yeah.
Like I love to go and train martial arts, right? But it's a hobby, Tracy, still,
Yeah.
because there are men and women at my gym that compete in tournaments, right? And so many people have asked me, Habib, are you going to compete? I'm like, no, dude,
Yeah. Not for me.
not for me. And part of that is because I'm older. I don't want to get hurt. But also, I love exactly where it is for me.
Yeah.
It's a serious hobby. I'm learning how to defend myself, which is ultimately all I want. But I want to take my time in this journey. I don't want to have that time constraint of you have a match in 2 weeks. You got to get your weight cut. You have to up your training, get your cardio. I don't want to cut weight. That's dude. That's like you're talking.
Yeah.
That's what these pros do. And then when you go in and you're competing against other people that actually do this for a living, this is how they make money. I'm going to go in at my weight. These guys are 20 pounds heavier that cut to my weight. They're going to smash me into the ground.
Right.
Like
right. They've
there's a
taken it
difference.
to a different level.
This is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
They look at time and money and they're like, I have to compete in 20 tournaments and place to make a career and make money. I'm going to compete with that guy?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
It's a hard pass.
It's a hard pass. And it kills the joy for me. So, I have to be careful because I'm obsessive and I get into things and I can trick myself. Can you believe it?
It's weird.
Can you believe it? That's not even a song.
That was almost Cher. Think that's the direction.
I'll do share.
Oh,
I'll do
Lord.
share, Trace.
Oh.
I'll do share. But I know like you're like this too. And there's a lot of people that share the same enthusiasm for things in general. And sometimes it's hard to see that fine line of like, just because I love it so much doesn't mean I'm going to go pro or I'm going to try to compete at a level where there's professionals competing. I need to take a step back and recognize, dude, I love training or I love my hobbies. I love, doing these things because it brings me joy and relaxation.
Yeah.
But maybe I don't want to go pro. But with nails, I will do whatever is necessary. I was just having this conversation with Tracy last night on text. Like, my goal is to continue growing the company, and obviously I'm not going to hurt people, but I will go to whatever lengths possible and try new things and experiment that a lot of people wouldn't, just because this is our livelihood, and I want to continue growing so everybody here can continue to benefit. It's a completely different mindset.
Yeah. I think so. The most important is if you're a nail enthusiast, You have to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
And are you willing to eat the caca to become pro?
That is the difference. Does that excite you? Does that excite
Does
you?
that excite you?
Right?
Yeah.
Like when you and I talk about, hey, there's all these things that we're going to do for the company, and I want to launch this, and I want to make this new content. And some people would go, oh my God, that's like so much work. That excites me.
And what if we fail? And what if this? And it's like, oh, that's going to be fun.
That's going to be fun trying. And we know we're going to learn. And I think that's that difference. You know, eat caca. Does it excite you to eat caca? And with that, we're going to leave it there.